welcome back to the channel. So if you are someone who has ever struggled with scarcity thinking, then this video is for you. And if you're thinking right now, no, it's not a thing for me, I really challenge you to watch to the end of this video because I can guarantee there are parts of your life where scarcity is still creeping in that you may not even be consciously aware of. So you're so welcome here. My name is Laura. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe. We are a growing community and it means a lot. We're really on a mission to help more people like you all around the world to excel and to live their richest life, whatever that looks like for you. So when it comes to scarcity thinking, this is something that I have a lot of firsthand experience with. So what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video is very firsthand practical knowledge, experience, and also sharing with you some key mindset shifts that have worked extraordinary for me and for my clients all around the world too. I don't know if it's part of growing up in Ireland where it just comes as standard practice that you have a certain level of scarcity thinking, at least for the majority of people anyway. So talking about money back home was something that was very taboo, especially growing up in a very Catholic country. Money was almost in the equivalent of talking about the devil. It was something that was just a no-go area. In addition to that, the desire for money or the want of money was something that was just seen to be very greedy and something that wasn't very virtuous to want. So it brought up a lot of scarcity thinking, a lot of negative thinking and views around money, a very negative relationship. It wasn't until many years later when I started studying finance and I began to work within the financial industry that things really began to shift for me. And even more so when I really delved into the world of personal development and I worked with some incredible teachers like Proctor and Robbins back in the early days. So before I did all of this work, some of the ways that scarcity thinking was coming up for me, firstly, was in the form of competition. So I saw money, I saw financial resources, opportunities, even success as this almost finite pie. Like this one pie, which meant if you got more of it, there was less for me to have. So naturally, it created this really competitive way of looking at the world because there will be the haves and the have-nots. And it was impossible for everyone to succeed and to thrive in an equal way. And so what this did for me was really put me into this very negative point of view without even consciously being aware of it. Now, that same thinking that led to this competitive nature of I must compete for my piece of the pie also led to a lot of guilt coming up because it made me feel, well, if I ask for too much or if I take too much, it means that other people will have less. And so there was always this balance of wanting to succeed, but not ever asking for too much. And this definitely played out as well in my first corporate career, not negotiating my salary, not asking for too much, just being so grateful for whatever was given to me. Because, when it comes to money, we shouldn't be greedy with it. We shouldn't want too much because that's either going to be too competitive or it's going to take away from someone else. So right out of the gate, you can see how viewing the world through this pie mentality can really begin to limit your thinking. Now, I know I'm not the only person who has this view because I've heard and I've read in so many of the comments, this view that for many of you maybe is still hanging around of the world as very finite as a pie is still very, very present. So I really want you to take on board what I'm sharing here, and see where in your life is this coming up for you and just check in. And if there's something that's apparent, share it in the comments. I always love hearing from you. So something else I invite you to ponder is who really benefits from us having scarcity thinking? Because I know I'm not the only person in the world who ever experienced this. And it's something that as much work as I do around it and as much as I teach around personal development and mindset work, it's something I'm still always aware of how this limited thinking, this scarcity thinking can creep in the most unexpected, unassuming way of I can't do X because of how much it costs. Or another example, and I did a great video on this around the rich mind, the poor mind, is looking at the cost of something first. Like, what is the cost of investing in this program? What is the cost of this opportunity? Instead of looking at, well, what is the return? And so that is something that is an old pattern that I'm super, super aware of when looking at something. Instead of just fixating on the price, saying, well, what is my return on this? What is the opportunity here? Right? What is the opportunity to not just make more money, but to connect with new people, have new experiences, to really grow my business, for example. So be aware of these ways that scarcity thinking, limited thinking can creep into your mindset, like this subtle little voice in the back of your head that's whispering to you. So it's something really, really key to be aware of. And then check in with yourself. What do you think? Who benefits from scarcity thinking? Is it marketing companies who are always pushing that there is a limited amount left or a limited amount of time or a limited supply? Or is it your employer having you believe that, you have to be happy with just this tiny amount of wage that you might be on? And that's a way that they can control you and keep you from maybe speaking up or moving on. Or maybe it's the government. Is it them benefiting from the scarcity thinking where people are then continuously dependent on them, so they are more susceptible to be controlled? I don't have the answer, but I would certainly love to hear your thoughts on who do you think really benefits from so many people around the world really suffering in many ways from scarcity thinking and really having to intentionally tune in and tap into a more abundance mindset, which is really where everything changes. For me, tapping into an abundance mindset really began to change not only just my life, but how I viewed the whole world around me. And where it came about for me was when I moved to London. I started to really accelerate in my finance career. And so as a result of that, I was surrounded by very high net worth individuals, people who were making an amount of money and had an amount of net worth that I had never crossed paths with in my life before, certainly not in Ireland. And so listening to these people, observing them, just witnessing how they were experiencing money, how they were relating to it, speaking about it, how they managed it, moved with it, transacted with it. It was so different, like really so different. But it was always different in the subtle ways. Like, yes, they were managing their money efficiently, which is many of the things I teach on my other channel. They were investing their money, of course, making it work for them, not just working for money. And one of the big things I noticed was just their mentality as well. They weren't focused on how they were going to earn more money or make more money or get more money, which was definitely the mindset I grew up with, right? Get a good job so you can make good money. Right? So you can get money and you can earn your way to a good life. So it was very much this mentality. The very wealthy people saw about, how do I create more wealth? How do I create more money? Now, these weren't always just privileged people who grew up through generational wealth. Many of these people were, first-time millionaires, first-generation millionaires, multi-millionaires, who really had to go on that journey themselves, but had gotten to a point where they saw money as something they could create, not just earn, not just make, but how do I create value, service? How do I provide in order to create more money, create more wealth? And there was this ease around it, right? They didn't try and hold on to it because they had this understanding that money truly is energy, right? And when we think about money, when we think about currency, there's so many connotations and similarities with water. And we think about water, how does it move? It's easy, it flows, it moves back and forth. But what happens when you try and grasp water? If you try and grasp water really, really tightly, nothing happens. You don't have any of it. But if you cup water gently, right? If you hold it gently in your hands, then you can hold onto it. And so I like to think the same about money. Be easy with it, right? Don't try and grasp it. Don't try and control it and hold on to it so tightly, afraid that there's no more coming. Or they had this ease around money. Another big standout factor, and it's something that I implemented into my life, and it has brought me so many rewards personally, spiritually, but also in doing good in the world, is tithing, right? And I've seen time and time again, and I've heard it from so many people who have created massive amounts of wealth, and especially those who've actually lost it. They say one of the first things they do when they notice that money is flowing out is they give more. They give more, which is so counterintuitive. But then it reminds me of, if you want to be successful, if you want to be a standout success, go against the crowd, go against the herd, right? So counterintuitively, when they're noticing that their money is dwindling, when they're noticing that business is slowing down, when cash flow is not as abundant as it used to, they give more. And so what they're doing is putting themselves into this energetic state, this mindset of, I have a plenty. I have so much I can give, right? Versus, oh no, it's going out faster than I expected. I better grasp it, right? So two really, really key things is how they interact with money, how they manage it, how they view it, but also what they do with it, right? And tithing is a big piece. I want to share with you a quick exercise that's really going to help you shift your mindset, your inner state right now. If you are someone who is experiencing lack or limitation in any area of your life, but of course we're going to look at financially, or if you're experiencing some kind of form of scarcity. Now, this is something that is going to shift things for you so dramatically. So please take note and take this with you, because that scarcity thinking, it is so predominant in our society and culture that it will creep back in. And then it's our job to say, no, I'm not choosing that anymore. I'm not letting that dictate my thoughts or my behaviors or my actions. So instead, tuning into abundance. So let me share with you a quick practice of how you do that. Look out a window, right? Look out the window wherever you're watching this, wherever in the world you are. I know we have amazing members from all over the world, which is amazing. But look out the window and what do you see? Right? Maybe it's concrete buildings, maybe it's just other office buildings, whatever it is, or maybe other apartments or homes. But find nature, find some trees, look for some grass, look for the water. Look for Mother Nature somewhere. And what will she show you? That the universe around us, the universe from which we came from our creator, whatever you call your creator, is abundant. The world in which we live in, its natural state is abundance. It is not lack, it is not limitation. It is pure abundance. All right, so look around and just take note. There is no lack or limitation amongst the animals, amongst the birds, in the trees. They are abundant and they are plentiful. And then take it a step further. Look within. There is a whole universe within you. Think about how many trillions of cells are going around your body right now. The blood pumping around your body. Even put your hand on your heart and feel the power of your heart beating. It is abundant. It is not scarce. There is nothing in you that you are made of that is in scarcity. It is pure abundance. And so thinking about what we came from, the world that we are brought into, and then how we are made up, every single part of that is abundance. And then take it another step further. Look around where you are, your environment, right? Whether you're watching this on the phone, on your computer, on the TV, look around you. You are abundant. The fact that you're watching this, the fact that we have platforms like YouTube and we can connect and I can record this and you're watching it and you're hearing it. You know, maybe it's just looking at the comfy couch you're sitting on, or maybe you're driving in the car right now, hopefully in the passenger side, or maybe you're in your office and you can, look at all the things on your desk. Wherever you are watching this right now, look at your environment and just start to calculate up the amount of financial abundance around you. Like, how much was this phone that you're watching this on, or the TV or the computer? How much are the clothes that you're wearing? How much was this desk? How much was this couch that you're on, or the car that you're driving in? Think about how much everything around you is costing and add up and realize that in this very moment, you are literally sitting in a pod of massive financial abundance. I can hear the critics already. Yeah, but it's not where I want to be. Okay, maybe. Maybe it's not where you want to be yet. Maybe you're not as financially abundant as you want to be yet. It's okay. We're always on a journey. There's always a gap from where we are to where we want to get to. That is the joy of life. The purpose is to get really grateful for where we are right now, and we can still be excited for where we're going. And there's still new levels of wealth awaiting you, and new levels of abundance and financial abundance and abundance of opportunities and success and growth and happiness and relationships and all of it. It's all still awaiting you, and still knowing all of that, you can still recognize that there is so much abundance here, right now, present in this moment, within you, within the world around you, and within your current environment. Now, if you can take a moment to really live and feel into that and soak up that feeling of abundance and that energy of abundance, and then you come and you apply some of the things that I teach over my finance channel around managing your money, protecting your money, growing your money with investing, you are literally set up to live your richest life, because then you are combining two of the most powerful forces, which is all of the inner work, shifting your energy, your mental state, your mindset, your perception of reality, or shifting that. And then you're managing your finance in this 3D structural world that we live in. And that is a powerful, powerful combination together. So if you want to go further into this journey, make sure you check out this video. I know you're going to love it. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to know more about what we do in our finance channel, check out the link in the descriptions down below, and I'll see you in the next video.